Welcome back to Lesscashmoremash. My name's Tom.
I'm Mike.
And today we're cracking open a new bottle of Still Austin Straight Bourbon Whiskey, The Musician. So, this one, I said when we had it in there, I didn't know what we had left in there. This one's inspired by Papa G. Actually, sent us in a sample of the 100 proof one. We do not have one, which was great. So thank you for that sample. We do have a couple other varieties, so I wanted to try these. It's like we've never broke any of these out.
I don't think I've ever seen them.
Yeah, I did find them at Total Wine when I was there
Really?
that one time, and I was actually shocked. So I was like, ooh, I'm buying all three that they had.
The one time you've been and spotted them, I
was like, ooh, I didn't even think these came to Massachusetts. So let's get through the particulars here. So this one comes in at 94.4 proof. We got it for $39.99. It says it's a minimum of 2 years. It's made by the Still Austin Distillery. It is 70% white corn, 25% rye, and 5% malted barley. Now, their white corn is the same white corn that is used for Austin's famous tortillas. I've never been down to Austin. It's one place I do always wanted to go, but I've never went that far down to Texas. Been to Texas a couple times. And they are proud of the fact that it's 100% grain to glass from Austin, Texas. All their stuff comes from down there, so that's really
we went to the Navy. There was a Navy place down there in the corner.
Yeah, I've never been down that far. I always wanted to go. They say it's like more deserty.
Is that actually 92 or 98.4?
98.4. That's my chicken scratch.
I thought you said 2. That's why I was confused.
Did I? I'm 90% sure it's 98.4. 49.2, so 98.4.
So I'm trying to think of that little...
You went to Galveston, Texas. I remember that one.
Was it Galveston?
That's on the east. I almost went there one time, too.
No, Corpus Christi.
Corpus Christi, which is just right next to Galveston, Texas. You're right. It's Corpus Christi. Because that was one of the areas I went to a timeshare down there for you guys in Texas. To Flint, Texas, which most people never even heard of. It's right outside of Tyler, Texas.
I have heard of Flint.
I went to the Caldwell Zoo. It was 100% free. One of the best zoos I've ever been to. Just walked in there. But, that's really good. And then they have the largest rose garden is in the next town. It might be in Tyler, Texas, actually. We were staying down there for a bit. Then I went to a couple places down there. I actually brought the trailer down there, too. I was down there for a while. But we stayed northern Texas. I never went down south of Houston. I never went all the way down to Austin and stuff.
So never seen the water?
No. I was trying to think. There's one time we stayed.
This nose is actually very good.
In Flint. The other time we were up north like Texas, that too. I was trying to think in my head. We were south of Dallas, north of Houston when we went the last time too. We stayed in kind of that corner. Yeah, well, Texas ain't a small little state. Like when you got to drive, it's a distance. And we drove all the way from here, and that was on our way back. So like we hit like northern Texas. I wanted to get down by Galveston because they say that's the Mardi Gras of Texas, and I wanted to get in that area, Corpus Christi, because you always said that. Nice. And the women are 3-1, according to someone who once told me to men ratio down there. But I always wanted to get down in that area.
It was 11-1 in Australia, is what they told us.
Really.
Yep, that's what they said.
That many koalas too. Yeah.
Again, this one's.
I'm getting that same corny, like that grain. Remember, we had a grain smell.
I'm getting. Got a good sparkle.
I'm not hating it. I remember it was the stink last time, and that's why I really wanted to kind of do this because it was only a couple days ago when we did that. That's what we had last time. It was weird, and I wanted to see if this is a little bit lower in proof. The 98.4. That was their bottle and bond.
I know, but it's barely, and it's still you're drinking it.
Mm-hmm. That's why I wanted to do this one first because it was a correlation of what we just had a couple days ago. I've seen a bunch of people review these, and I didn't. These were some that I didn't think I was gonna even be able to review because I did not think they came up here. I figured it would be something eventually when we get on Sealbuck.
I don't know,
or they just shipped. You know what I mean? I don't know if they just started shipping. I haven't seen them around.
If I would have seen like 3 of these with the girl, because they basically have the girl logo on all 3.
The ones that I have, the ones that I bought.
That would have stood out saying, okay, why do we look at this?
I am liking that. You know what has a unique nose? You know what it kind of reminds me of? When I do the Chattanoogas. There's like a uniqueness to the nose. What again? Sorry, memory test. Well, when I smell the Chattanoogas, they come with an off-profile smell that just intrigues me, and that's kind of what this is doing.
Mine's a huge fruit.
What fruit?
That's about
You into the guava?
No, it's a little stronger than a guava.
See, the funny thing is there is a twang in this, and I said this in the one that he sent us, and that's really why I wanted to do this, because it was somewhat recent. It was only a couple days ago when we did the review on his, and I wanted to see if Oz had that same, and it does. You get like a grain smell, but you get with a twang. There's something different about
to me,
it.
it's almost like, and I know you don't buy the flavor, it's almost like the Ocean Spray, like cranberries, like a flavored cranberry. Sugary flavored cranberry.
Yeah, I've never had them. The craisins you're talking about when they do the flavored. Yeah, I've never. Ryan said
when you open the bag, it's got like that.
Okay.
You know, if it's going to be like if it's a blueberry or raspberry, whatever
I'm gonna have to get them now, just so I can have it as a reference for a tasting note.
You know, it's
there is,
or you know, have you dried them? Have you ever dried fruit like you did pineapples and you know how you have that scent as well?
Dehydrated, right? So you get the taste. I like mine better because it's not filled with sugar. When you buy them, I can't stand it.
No, but when you're
cooking it,
yeah. And then when you chew them or you have them, they still have that sugary sweetness with a flavor.
Yeah, but when you buy them, I can't stand it because they just put so much sugar on them. They're disgusting at that point. But when you bake them out of, because I have the dehydrated,
they say it's all natural sugar.
Yeah,
but when I've done them, they've never had that much crystal on the top either. So, and some people must think we have too much time on to have dehydrated going. But
oh man, you know what? The more I keep drinking this, the more I keep liking these. This is actually You know, I almost didn't want to do this one because full disclosure, I may have a single barrel and a freaking a cask strength over there that I wanted to crack more. But even at this proof, this drinks like hotter than the 98. You know what I mean?
I think this is going to be another good competition for yesterday's.
I was just going to say, this one drinks hotter than yesterday's, and yesterday's was like 4 degrees hotter in proof-wise.
Yes and no.
You know what I mean?
It's there. I mean,
and I don't mean hot in a bad way. When you're at 98 proof, this is that high ride feel that I was getting.
That'd be a tough one because
that would actually be a really good one.
This nose is very, very good.
Write that down, would you? Because I'm going to forget it. That's actually a great one because they're right in the general range, and they both drink with like a high rye. You know what I mean?
Close to the same price.
Yeah.
$20 difference maybe.
Guys, that one was a little bit more. This to me,
well worth the money.
Oh yeah.
And again, I must have walked by this. If you got this at Total Wine,
that's why I was funny because she's like, "Why won't you buy the one with the girl?" I missed it at first because I was looking for because I was going to get the 4 bottles that I was getting, and I'm like, "What one with the girl?" And she's like, "That one you were talking about with the girl is over there." And I'm like, "There's no Still Austin over there." And she's like, "They're right here." And I'm like, "Oh my god." I'm like, "Yep." Doop doop doop. Threw them in the cart.
It's amazing how they don't like what we're doing.
Yeah.
But yet they remember shit that we talk about. Like A+.
Well, the funniest thing, because she's like, the guy was talking about it the other day, and you kept saying, "Oh, they don't come here. They're right there." And she's like, "Why don't you buy these?" She was yelling at me the whole time. "Get the one on the bargain bin. Get the one on the bargain bin." I'm like, I came for certain ones. And I ended up spending like $500. I walked out of there with a cart full of them. I'm like, see, this is why I don't come to this store.
Yeah, this is why. Oh, you're gonna grab a cart to start?
Yeah.
Well, every time I don't, I gotta go back and get one anyway.
The poor girl at the store started boxing me out like in a basketball match. She's like, "You gotta go, man. Stop putting these things in your cart." She's like, "We got scotch on that side." I'm like, "Don't even stop me on that one." The more I keep drinking this, the more I'm liking this. I gotta be honest with you. This is in there. So now that we said we were gonna try to do ratings, where would you go with this one? Without looking at the price, because we already looked at the price.
I'm already at a B+. This might be B+, A- kind of for only. I'd say B+ only because of the proof.
See, and that's where it is. So for those of you that see, I wanted an S tier, but he didn't want anything to do with an S tier because I want that for like top 10. I'm gonna 100% agree with like your B+ rating is because I'm factoring the price because I'm looking at it right now. So
you kind of have
this is a solid drinker, and then when you add that price on it, you are right there. Do I think this is gonna be in our top 10 of the year? No. Do I really look forward to those cask strength ones over there? I think that has a chance.
You
know what I'm saying? If this being that good,
but if you put this up against a couple other B pluses, I think is going to hold its own.
It's gonna. Oh, and that's exactly why I want to start.
You know,
rating.
so
that's exactly why I want to start rating.
You'll have to probably explain that whole whatever P rating you got going. I don't get that yet, but
it's just when people grade food, they always put an S tier. That's like the number. That's your best, and then they do A, B, C, D, F type of deal. So it's all S's. It's just that much better than it's like the best you're gonna get type of a deal. But that's fine. We'll keep it with the A's and the B's. And the problem is because I'm going to be stingy with the A's.
A plus would be the best, and I don't know how many
of those we're going to be in there. Now we're going to be stingy with the A's. That's all. I hate to keep saying B for everything, but this for the price, this would be borderline A minus. But I don't.
There's
think
a couple F's over there that we got.
No,
there's a couple D's over there. Right. So
I like your B plus. I'll stay with that for right now. We'll have to.
I think it's going to hold its own in a matchup.
I am definitely going to write that down with the other day's one that we just did, because this definitely would come out.
Well, I guess the bonus would be it's $10 cheaper, $15 cheaper.
And that's why I originally said you almost have to factor out the price, because when you put them in a blind, you don't know what the price is.
Yeah, but we did factor in the price after the fact. So
cool.
We did bump that up. So we brought that up to a B plus with the price. But this one, I think this is an easier B plus. We already know the price.
Right.
And if you get it for that.
If we had an S tier, I might even go A minus due to the price. But the fact that we have to keep A something special. Because I don't think this one per se would make it into our top 10 for sure. But I don't know them cask strengths. If it carries half the flavor that these things are doing,
and the nose,
this is a very good
unless
bottle.
It comes out screaming hot with
where
no
it's just
flavor.
hot to be hot with no taste. Absolutely, but I can't imagine where this is that good. You know what I mean? I gotta assume it definitely makes me want to be going into that pile a lot sooner. So
minus the other 140 next to them.
Unfortunately, that's the problem that I keep having. And again, thank you, Papa G, for actually turning us on to this, because it made me actually grab it today. Because I'm like, you know what? I want to see what ours tastes like. So I went with the one closest to his proof to see. Because
and we should start low to high. When typically, yes, we end up high to low. But.
Well, I usually try to do it, but unless we've only bought the high and then we have to go back and get the low afterwards. But I mean, when you have too many to choose from, it's a good and a bad thing. That's all there is. So there you go. We can keep this short. So you can let us know whether you even like our rating system on there, just because you guys asked for it. So that's why we're doing it. We're not trying to copy anyone, but there's only so many rating systems you can go down. So this one right here is the Still Austin, the Musician. I don't know. I cannot say that word. Straight bourbon whiskey. I can't wait to try more stuff by these guys, because this one is actually dynamite.
Where were they at?
Texas. That's the funny thing. It's out of Austin, Texas. So I thought it was going to be deep, dark, rich like Balcones does. It doesn't bring you anywhere in that land.
No, not even close.
No, that's what I'm saying. This is actually. I really thought you might hate all of these.
Well, so what's weird? I was the one who I think got the first Balcones, and I was all excited, and kind of landed more towards the Scotch land, and. So when I hear Texas, I do get my ears do cringe.
No, that's why this doesn't bring me there. This is actually straight up excellent whiskey for a 2-year bourbon. I mean, it's hot in Texas, but this doesn't drink like a 2-year bourbon. There is absolutely, as much grain as it's got a, but it does have that. Texas always has a little, and I don't mean funk in a bad way, but it does have a twang.
They do get a lot of water.
I'll say twang because you like that, but I can't wait to try the other ones. I Googled long enough here with the Goo Gaga.
And you actually say a good part of Texas gets snow every now and then.
No, they do.
Northern Texas, clear blue.
Northern
they
Texas
get there.
Yeah, and they're not equipped for it.
Monsoon rain.
Yep.
Hailstones bigger than golf balls. And
when I was down there,
and
when you hear
snow,
that, you get for cover, because that rain is coming, and there's no little drippings. It's coming down hard. So. Well, there you go.
Like a cow pissing on a rock, as the old Southern boys say.
So wow, look at you. If you guys get this,
time down there.
Leave a comment down below. I'm curious how far this does distribute out, because I did find it at Total Wine here, so I don't know if they opened up their distribution more. I don't think we got. I thought you used to have to get it from the distillery, but I'll be curious to see around the country. You guys always leave comments, so I appreciate that. So thanks for watching.
I'll take note at Yankee next time, see if it made it there. But
hope you enjoyed the video. Spend less. Drink more. Cheers.
Subscribe. It's not intense.